Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Arna Sahu, host of Arna's News, where on this podcast channel, I aim to eliminate the gender gap in the STEM fields by featuring inspiring female professionals and highlighting their stories and accomplishments to further encourage girls. Today on episode 68.
I always say surround yourself with people that want you to be successful. I had a very great mentor, Patty Mitchell, and actually she is instrumental, and she was instrumental in my career, because it's very important to stay on top of things, and I'm constantly learning from other executives and actually from students too, because I always make sure that I get feedback from students so I can evolve and make the platform better fitted for their needs. So it's very important to listen, to analyze data, and to evolve.
Today on episode 68, I'm pleased to announce our guest, Maria Fernanda. iOS scholarships were created by her, who won scholarships to pay for her entire education. Her determination and hard work paid off as she won grants and scholarships from Stanford University and UCSB to continue her postgraduate education. She learned firsthand how to find, apply for, and win scholarships, and became an advocate promoting scholarships nationwide. She has been featured in just about every major media outlet, including Univision, Telemundo, Diversity in STEAM magazine, Hispanic Network magazine, Black EOE Journal, and Professional Women's magazine. And realizing how time-consuming and complicated the process of finding scholarships for diverse students was, she created iOS scholarships to make things much easier. iOS scholarships will not only help underrepresented students find scholarships, but level the playing field so all students have every opportunity to achieve their educational goals. So thank you so much, Maria, for being here today. Before we dive into the questions, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Anna, for the great introduction. I am Maria Fernanda, and I'm the founder of iOS Scholarships, that is the platforms for diverse students in STEM.
I love that. So my first question for you is, tell us a bit about your career path.
Sure. Actually, I grew up in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in a very entrepreneurial family. And my dream was always to grow a community, actually, that no one will want to leave. I started my passion in 2000 during the pandemic. So we launched with engineers, very talented engineers, iOS scholarships. And actually our growth, our astronomical growth, because since we launched, we have over 11,000 highly engaged and talented and untapped students in STEM, and professionals also that they're pursuing careers in STEM, and they're working for high growth tech companies. So basically everything started when I arrived from Argentina to the United States, and I won a scholarship to go to UCSB. And that opportunity opened a lot of doors, not only in my career, but also it instilled in me my passion to help and open doors for other students of color in STEM. And actually, I feel very blessed to have worked with engineers that put together the platform and help me out grow it. And also, I'm very thankful of the journalists. We have over like 250 journalists on a national level that have been promoting our scholarship. So in terms of career path, I guess I started, coming from Buenos Aires again and going to UCSB, and then I won a scholarship, and that allowed me to continue my postgraduate education. And then I was hired by several companies in the area of public relations and marketing. Those are my skill sets and strengths. However, my passion, again, I'm the connector. I'm here to open opportunities for highly talented students in STEM. And, we also offer high growth tech jobs to those students that want to succeed in these careers that they're so fascinating to me.
I mean, I love that you kind of had that journey and that passion even when you were a kid. You always wanted to create a community for people. And you kind of did that. You were able to get a scholarship at UCSB and you wanted to bridge that and give a lot of opportunities to younger kids. And I really, truly love your mission.
Oh, thank you. Well, and I'm glad that I connected with you because, and I really admire not only your resiliency, but your skill sets, and you're the innovator of the future. I had the honor to interview you at my podcast, and you are doing so many great things that, you are really an inspiration for young girls and also for actually professionals in STEM. They have a lot to learn from you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so my question for you is what advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours? And do you have any tips to succeed?
Yes, actually, the advice that I will provide, people that want to pursue a career in STEM or that want to actually launch a community is that you must be able to be flexible and adapt to circumstances. It's so important when you pursue a career in STEM or in PR or in marketing that you are very flexible. And actually, right now, we have to reinvent our business, what is going on, not only with the pandemic and the recession, but also we have to always reinvent our platform based on what the STEM students need. And nowadays, with affirmative action, it's more than ever important that we have IO scholarships, because our scholarships are not based only on scholarship from universities, but also from private organizations and corporations that really embrace diversity. So it's so important that actually the tip to succeed is to be flexible, to be resilient, and also the first tip is to have passion for what you do. Like, if you have passion, you will find a way to make it work, even with limited resources. I'm a firm believer. For me, education was actually a challenge to pursue, a postgraduate education, especially, to be able to go to UCSB and Stanford, that they're expensive and well-recognized universities worldwide. So I found a way to do it. I apply every single weekend to scholarships. I devoted my time and my weekends, 8 hours of my weekends, to apply for scholarships. So I always took it as a kind of part-time job, and really it paid off. So hard work is so important to succeed. You have to put the work. You don't only have to have the skill set, but you have to put the time and the work to make it happen. So that's the tip to success I give to other business leaders that ask me, is to be resilient and trust me. We started this platform bootstrapping and through grants, and if we are able to be successful with limited resources, we will be very successful, in the future. And to us, it's very important to be very authentic with our community. We want a community that students feel value, that they find a job in a high growth tech company that really values their background and their cultural background and diverse background. And now there are so many issues with affirmative action and what it entails to provide scholarships based on race and ethnicity. And I always say your race and ethnicity is what makes you, your cultural background. It's not about ethnicity. It's not about, I'm an Argentinian, I deserve a scholarship, or I'm a Latina. No, I bring a different skill set because I grew up in a different environment. So all these IO scholars that we have in our platform, I always say that they're so talented because they bring this diverse perspective, and then they can create products that they're like so unique and amazing based on their ethnical and cultural background, actually. So this is a win-win for the economy, and Latinos constitute a very large percentage of the gross domestic product. So it's so important to support the innovators of the future. We have students that now they want scholarship and they're at Harvard, MIT, they're working for NASA, they're pursuing the careers of the future. So it's so important that corporations pay attention to this highly talented workforce, because we cannot close the shortage of high talented STEM professionals without closing the diversity gap.
Absolutely. I mean, I really love what you said. You said that passion really comes from whenever you do things, passion really helps you do things because it's true intrinsic motivation. And, as, technology evolves and as so many things have changed, affirmative action, the best thing to do is to stay flexible and, apply yourself to wherever you can, because that's what's really going to pay off. I mean, you're a true testament. You kind of sacrificed your weekends to apply to scholarships, and you might have thought that it wouldn't go anywhere, but you were able to go to such prestigious universities based on that hard work and that flexibility you did. So I feel like that's like the best way to kind of get to where you want to be, is to maybe you have to sacrifice a few hours of your social life to dedicate yourself to something, but being flexible with your hours and trying to just figure out what your passion is will really, really help you.
Yes, you really capture everything that I said so well, and thank you for engaging with me. I'm very, very, very honored to be part of your podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. So, my question for you is, what is a common myth about your profession that you want to debunk?
Oh, actually, from a business perspective, that you have to be an engineer to develop a platform. You definitely have to hire high talented chief technology officers to make it happen. And I'm very blessed that I have found a very good team to develop the platform. I have the business mindset, and I know how to scale this business, and I know how to grow the company in a very meaningful way that is useful for the students, professionals, and corporations. So I'm able to scale with technologies. But the myth is that you have to be an engineer. I'm not. That's not my background, but I'm learning a lot. And the only way that you can scale a business is through technology. So I'm very glad that the engineers put the time and work into building this platform that is a community. So we are not a scholarship database or a place where there is a transaction between a company and a highly skilled STEM student. This is a community where we want to embrace companies, again, that truly understand and value diversity in STEM. And actually is so important nowadays to understand also from a student standpoint. I want students to understand that you don't have to have, I mean, it's great if you have over 3.0 GPA to apply for a scholarship, but I know so many stories of students that won over $1 million in scholarships that actually we feature on our podcast, that they put the time, they were resilient, they knew how to communicate to the scholarship committee, how they overcame obstacles. And that was what made it. Actually, they won the scholarship over maybe another student that had better grades, because they were able to showcase their resilience, their how they overcame challenges, the solutions that they offer when they were faced with challenges. So again, I will tell students there is a myth that you have to have excellent grades. It really helps. I don't want to underestimate having excellent grades, but what makes it is really your resilient and the time that you put to achieve your goals, and the flexibility that you have, and how you overcome challenges. That's what the scholarship committee is looking for, a resilient leader.
Absolutely. I mean, I really liked what you said, because technology is honestly just a tool. Don't discount your ideas based on if you know how to use, different types of AIs or if you know how to code, because an idea is just an idea. You can scale it, you can build it, but don't discount yourself if you don't know how to code, because honestly, it's just a tool. It's not going to help propel you. It's really just your ideas. So even if you don't know how to code, even if you don't know technology, that's okay. Just, continue building your ideas and, hire someone or bring someone along who actually has that background, because you are fully capable in building your ideas and building whatever you want to do.
I agree.
All right. And if you could step into my shoes or younger self, what would you have asked yourself that I didn't?
That's a great question. I wish I would have known that I was not alone. In fact, that I belong to something bigger than, myself, or bigger than, the company. So basically, the skill set that we are shaping at IO scholarships will be the engine of this economy. So they're not alone. That's why I want to build a community. I want them to be confident that there is another student of color that now again is going to Harvard and MIT and other universities and is working for NASA or doing very innovative things for their own company. So I want to know that the thing that I didn't understand and I wish I understood it is that I wasn't alone again and I belong to a very big cause. And, it took me 40 something years to figure out my passion, but, it's never late. And I overcame a lot of challenges in terms of not having the financial resources to go to prestigious universities, but if there is a will, there is a way.
I love that. If there's a will, there's a way. I mean, with so many things that you've had to do, if your passion is truly intrinsic and it's like actual motivation you want to do, then of course you can get to it. And just know that you're never alone. There's probably one other person in the world in the same boat as you. So just know that whatever you're doing or whatever journey you're in, you're not alone. There's at least someone in this world who's here, like in like the 7 billion people we have here on Earth. There's someone there, and you're part of a community that's kind of growing, and you'll find yourself in the future. So don't ever be too worried about that.
Yes, I love it. Mm-hmm.
And my question for you is, what are the best resources/books that have helped you find your career path?
Oh, there were a lot of books. Actually, for me, mentorship is like the key to grow, to have a strong community that actually want to succeed. And during our podcast, you mentioned also that you have a lot of mentors and that you surround yourself with people that want the best for you. So I think in terms of for me, there were some books throughout my career. I love Dare to Lead from Brené Brown, and actually Leapfrog is another very empowering book for women. And I feel like, I'm constantly learning from not only books, but from other mentors or from other community leaders that they're in the field. So it's you never stop learning. It's just a constant evolution. So I guess Dare to Lead is a very good book.
I love that. I'm gonna definitely check out those books because I also love Brene Brown. I've heard of their books, but I'm really gonna read them soon.
Yes.
All right. And what do you think is the vital factor that shaped your career? What was your life before learning it, and what was your life after learning it?
Ooh, there are many, and they're based on different stages of my career. So I guess when I was younger, to win that scholarship at UCSB gave me actually like the push to believe in myself even more, because I strongly believe that they're billionaires like Bill Gates and even Jeff Bezos that won scholarships. So it's not about only the money. It's like the desire to succeed in terms of to make it work despite not having the financial resources. And when I say financial resources, I came from a middle class. My parents always had to pay for my education when I was younger. So I always thought I want to take out that burden from them and I will take care of myself. And I started applying for scholarship when I was very young. So, I will say when I won the scholarship, that was very instrumental for my whole life, actually, because that changed my career path in terms of I was going to go to UCSB and then return to Buenos Aires and finish my master's degree there. But then I won the scholarship at UCSB and everything. And then they started hiring me from publishing companies and other PR companies in Los Angeles. And then, I stay in the United States, and I feel like that was very important and shaped my career. And I feel like also when I was selected on a national level to be part of the Stanford Entrepreneurship Initiative program, that was a program that really opened my eyes, because I was seeing a lot of very high talented entrepreneurs in technology that were succeeding in Silicon Valley and around the nation. So to be able to really interact with other people that they are kind of with similar goals and career path was very empowering. And I will say also, my background is in public relations and marketing, and I guess I always represented companies that really embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I used to represent this company that is a financial, very well-known financial institution, and they wanted me to promote scholarships. So when that project ended, I felt kind of empty, because I was always promoting, high growth tech companies, new products, services. And I'm like, but I really love to promote scholarships, because Arna, believe it or not, last year, our partner, the National Scholarship Provider Association, announced that $100 million per year are unrewarded because of lack of knowledge of students to apply for those scholarships. So that is a shame per se. So I'm like, I have to do something. I have to create a one place platform where students can go to that platform and find scholarships and workforce opportunities that, for students that they're diverse and very highly talented. So basically, I would say that, it was so important for me to do that PR campaign, because when it ended, I found a way to continue it. And, I started with my own savings. I won a Google Power Up grant to continue and build my engineering team. But I guess it was so important for me to understand that life will take its course and will sometimes naturally take you to where you're supposed to be. And my passion is always opening doors for other people. And this is when I say opening doors to other people. We are not a nonprofit, we are for profit. However, I feel like corporations will really benefit from this highly skilled STEM pipeline, and the students too, to work for companies that actually value their diverse backgrounds. So I think it's a win-win. And for me to being able to open doors and maybe change the life of thousands of students with scholarship opportunities and internship opportunities, that for me, it is just a dream come true to be able to do this. So and to be able to invest in in highly talented workforce, that is very rewarding for me.
I mean, I love that, because what you just said is a true testament to, if there's a will, there's a way. If you truly have that type of mindset of wanting to go after your passion, then you'll find opportunities to figure that out. Like, you wanted to create a community for people to find scholarships, and although your project initially ended, you found a way. You had that mindset, if there's a will, there's a way, and you were able to create iOS scholarships. So yeah, if there's a will, there's definitely a way.
And also I wanted to build a community. I have a daughter, like she's very young, but I always felt that a community can be so powerful to motivate other students. And I want my daughter to be able to be part of the community and to feel safe, and to see that other students also, students of color, succeeded despite financial barriers or despite some personal or professional obstacles. So I'm always into empowering students with with substance. I'm not promoting, to sell a product. We are not that type of scholarship database that we just, throw advertising to students. We want them to find value, to find scholarships, to find opportunities, to find companies that really value their diverse backgrounds. So for me, it was very important to leave that legacy to my daughter, regardless if she will be, I'm sure she will be part of the platform because she already has this jingle that she does with IO scholarship. So I just want her, and you're a great role model of motivating other young girls. So again, hopefully one day she will be able to meet you.
Uh, yeah, so because we have some additional time, my question for you is what's one thing you wish you had known when you began your career path?
Yes, I wish I knew that actually it's extremely hard to be an entrepreneur. When I say extremely hard, I'm again with the mindset that if there is a will, there is a way. But it's sometimes very, it's terrifying sometimes because you're launching a community that I will never disappoint my IELTS scholars, and I want to make them succeed, and I want them, to be part of the platform and to build a community that no one wants to leave. So that is a very big, mission. So I guess, yes, I wish I knew that that it's very hard to be an entrepreneur, but the key is to understand what is your path and your vision, and be authentic to your mission and vision. So I want to create a community that it would be meaningful and impactful for students. So I have to make sure that my vision comes true, and not get actually distracted by corporate sponsors that maybe they're not interested in recruiting diverse students. So I have to make sure that I keep my path, I know my mission, and the thing that I'm building, that it was a challenge in the marketplace, and I didn't know that it's hard to find highly talented STEM professionals. So I'm trying to overcome this challenge, this huge shortage in the economy and the industry, building the diverse STEM pipeline this economy needs.
Absolutely. Like if you're trying to build something, of course there's going to be a lot of hardships and you're going to have ups and downs. But the best thing to kind of pull yourself through is to make sure that what you're doing is pretty authentic to what you do. Like if it's something you truly enjoy, then of course, if there's a will, there's a way. You'll be able to kind of persevere. So do things that you truly love and you want to do, because that's going to get you through those hardships. And if you do something that's not so authentic to your true self, then of course it's going to be pretty miserable. So just remember that whenever you start something.
Yes, I remember, when you were part of the podcast, that was one of your mantra, like really like do what, find your, I wish, one very important point. I wish I would have found my passion not at 40 something years, 45 years old. I wish I would have found it at your age, actually. So because time is such a precious resource, and but I have to go through this path to find my passion. But I have to congratulate you for finding your passion early in life.
Thank you. Thank you. And my last question for you is how do you continue to learn in order to stay on top of things within your role?
Yes, I'm very involved with actually a community called Eureka that is an accelerator. And, I always say, surround yourself with people that want you to be successful. I had a very great mentor, Patty Mitchell, and actually she is instrumental, and she was instrumental in my career, because it's very important to stay on top of things, and I'm constantly learning from other executives and actually from students too, because I always make sure that I get feedback from students so I can evolve and make the platform better fitted for their needs. So it's very important to listen, to analyze data, and to evolve.
I love that. And before we end off, do you have any last words to the audience?
Yes, I think that you should continue listening Arna's news, because you are such a powerful voice for students in STEM and youngers in STEM. We are underrepresented in the industry as women, and unfortunately, Latinos represent less than 8% of the STEM workforce, and Black students also less than 9%, and women overall represent a very small percentage. And I was always the first Latina before at the table at board meetings, and I want that to change. We need to make sure that as a community we empower each other to get into positions where we can make some changes regarding especially women representation in STEM. So keep it up, Arna. Keep on building also the young girls, passion and motivation, and it's so important that you. I wish like girls, continue actually listening to your podcast, because it can change a lot of lives, your podcast.
Well, thank you so much, Maria. I absolutely love talking to you, and I hope you have the best rest of your day.
Thank you, Arnana. I'm looking forward to connecting with you again.
And here are my 3 cents on this episode with Maria. 1, the importance of flexibility and adaptability. She emphasizes the significance of being flexible and adaptable in one's career. She suggests that being open to change and reinventing oneself is crucial for success, especially in the STEM fields. This is a valuable lesson for anyone pursuing a career that requires continuous learning and adaptation. 2, diversity in career paths. Her career path highlights the diversity of opportunities within STEM. She started by pursuing scholarships and dedicated her time and weekends to do applications, ultimately leading her to UCSB. This demonstrates that there are various entry points and pathways to success in STEM, and you don't necessarily need a specific skill set from the beginning. And 3, the role of mentorship. She underscores the importance of mentorship and having a strong community in shaping her career. Mentorship can provide guidance, support, and opportunities for growth. This highlights the value of continuous learning and seeking guidance from others. Thus, that concludes the episode for this week. If you want to know more about how I relate to these amazing topics, then stay tuned for upcoming episodes. A free way to support this show is by leaving it a 5-star rating and a review on the player you are listening to. Let me know what you enjoy about this podcast, as it's a chance to tell me what you love about the show, and it helps others discover it too. Once again, thank you for finding me, and I hope we stay in touch with each other. Zito, you're listening to Arna Sahu, the host of Arna's News. Toodles!